Hey, Mark Meldrum out here on day number 2 working on these Quadrajet carburetors. And I tell you, I had, going back to the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, just a real quick, I had every intention of going over and helping everybody at the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club at Joe's on Sunday. But Saturday, I was sitting in this very stool at this very bench, and I stood up and twisted rather quickly, and I felt an excruciating pain in my back, lower back, and it pretty much knocked me out. I was done for the day. I went in, got some Tylenol, and laid down most of the day on Saturday. Let Joe know that I was probably not going to make it on Sunday, and of course I woke up and I was okay laying down, but getting up or any kind of movement really hurt. So I was down for the count on Saturday and Sunday. I did manage to get to work this morning. I made it through about a half a day sitting in my chair, and then I had to pack up and I worked the rest of the afternoon at home. Once I get in my lazy boy and I can kind of get a little more flat, I can have the computer on my laptop, haha, and I was able to have meetings the rest of the afternoon. But anyway, let's get back to this carburetor because I got some exciting news. This carburetor, as I said earlier, is not returning the flappers to the closed position. So, they you can see they're kind of cocked open and they will not close. Something's making them hang up. I farted around with it and I just couldn't get it to work out. So I went ahead and did some research, and I ended up ordering a carburetor, and I ordered it on Friday and I got it here on Monday. So I'm going to tell you how I got to this carburetor. It's not a jewel, but it is nicely refinished and it looks like a very good rebuild carburetor. Now, I did a little research. I went on eBay and I looked at some of these jewels people have for carburetors, and I'm telling you, they look beautiful with refinishing and everything. But you're starting in the $500 range, going all the way up to $600. And then the next level of carburetors I was looking at were basically carburetors that needed rebuilt. You might be able to pick up one of those for about $100. So then I started going through all the auto part suppliers around us, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Car Parts Warehouse, all the people we've done business with in the past. And believe it or not, AutoZone had a couple things going for it. One, a 20% discount. How can you go wrong with a 20% discount if you order online? And two, they had the best website as far as researching this carburetor went. And I was able to, pinpoint it down to the exact number of carburetor I was going to get. And that's what I want to talk to you about this afternoon. The stamping on the carburetor is right here. And I got a little cheat sheet I'm going to go over with you. So this is off a 1972 Chevelle, right here. And 1972 Chevelles have a four-barrel carburetor. Basically, the numbering system was in place from 1970 to 1975, and this will start out with a 704. So 704 on both of these carburetors that we have on the table. The second number indicates, or I should say the fourth number after the 704, there's a 2, which indicates what year. Both these carburetors had a 2. So, hey, we got a 1972 carburetor. And then the very next number is another 2, which indicates that it's for a 4-barrel carburetor. So far, so good. Both carburetors have a 70422. The next number, which could be a 0, 1, or 2 for Chevrolet, number 5 for Oldsmobile, 6 or 7 for Pontiac, and now we're talking about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit. Let's see here. It was a 0, 1, and 2 for Chevrolet. The original carburetor had a 0 on it, which is good for Chevrolet. And then the other carburetor had a 1 on it, which is good for Chevrolet. And then the very last number, if it's an even number, it's automatic transmission, and an odd number was for a manual transmission. So this carburetor that came with the car started with a 2, even number. That's good for auto transmission. This is a 0, which is also considered an even number. Had it on there, so we are good. It gets a little funky on the date codes. I wasn't quite able to verify the date code on the original carburetor. It said E2J2. I don't know what that means, but the on this body, the one I got was QE, and then it did have a date code that basically said the 50th day of 1972. So somewhere in February of 1972, this original body was manufactured. So, and just looking at the carburetor and comparing them, I mean, I find some very nice things. I mean, the little vacuum pot here is metal on the old carburetor, and it's also metal on this new carburetor I got. And let me see, you know, the one thing I was looking for, does the darn thing return to 0 when you hit the accelerator back and forth? And yes, it goes right back to the closed position, which I'm very, very happy with. Now, some parts I'm going to have to take off of the old carburetor. One will be a fitting on the back of the carburetor, so we can adapt up. This goes to the brake booster, so we'll have to take that fitting off. And the other part, of course, for the air cleaner, we'll have to take that off. The other part is, I don't know what they call these solenoids, anti-dieseling solenoids. They basically push out to stop the car and make sure the car doesn't diesel on. I think that's what that's for. But simple screw, turn it a little bit, and then pop that off. So, oh, and then of course, a couple of pieces here that will fit on. And, you know, the linkage is exactly the same. So, you know, really happy. I can just transfer the parts over and be in good shape. So there you go. There's a little breakdown. I'll get the parts transferred over and hobble along out here in the garage. So far, so good. I think as long as I'm standing, I feel better. Yeah. Hey, even, you know, this new carburetor even came with a new gasket too. So I was pretty impressed. And like I said, it had a 20% off. So it brought it down to about 247 bucks. I didn't have to pay for shipping through AutoZone, so that was nice. And there's a Recor charge on here. So I'll have to send back a carburetor. I don't think I'll send back the original carburetor. I got some carburetors in the on the shelf over there that would make good rebuilds that came off of old projects. And no, not one of yours, Mike. So I'll send back a carburetor that we pulled out of the junkyard. That'll make for a good rebuild. So there you go. Let's get busy. Oh gosh, can't even reach up and turn the camera off. All right, let me give you a couple little tips with putting these carburetors on that I found very helpful over the years. Just basically trial and error. Oh God, it hurts to bend over here. Anyway, always, the carburetor's loose on here right now. It's got some play. This is a good time just to like get your connections going. Get your threads started here. Get your threads started there. Get all the 4 bolts in. Start to put your linkages on while everything is still kind of loose. Another thing you're going to want to do, just to basically set the carburetor on its base plate, is once you get the linkage kind of close here, you want to open this linkage all the way up and make sure it's opening up okay. Make sure you don't have any binding. You could be hitting the gasket inadvertently and you don't even know it if you tighten things up too quick. So like I say, just a little tip there. I'll start to tighten things up and I'll keep checking to make sure this opens up. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's another mistake you don't want to make. You got to put the air cleaner bolt through again. Now, nice thing on this remanufactured carburetor is they put a little, I don't know, dew jammer right there, so you wouldn't stick it down there. I've made that mistake before. You don't want to do that. You don't want to stick it down here. This is where you prime the carburetor. You're going to put gasoline down there to prime the carburetor. It goes right back here. All right? Don't forget to do that. Uncle Mark has made that mistake in the past and ended up screwing up a carburetor. All right, let's see how this thing starts up. We got her primed. Ready to go. It's not too bad. Little idle adjustment there, and I think we'll be in pretty good races. It's a lot better, you know. I can hit the gas and she's been running about 5 minutes. I think she's getting fully warmed up. The choke looks like she's opened up completely now. So, yeah, I got a little clip to put on here for the transmission. I'm gonna dig one of those up right down here. But yeah, let's rev it up a little bit. All right, very responsive. We'll see if the 4 barrels will open up a little bit. All right, let it set for a couple minutes. Now we'll see if she restarts. Yep, started right back up. None of the idiot lights are on. I think we're ready to go cruising.